it happened a decade ago. I was invited as a guest speaker in one of the prestigious engineering institutions in the city. It was a graduation day, full auditorium of students. It was more than a 2.5-hour session. An amazing session indeed. All the final year grads. And then when the session was over, when I was just walking down the stage, I could see two girls rushing up to me. Looking at the curiosity in their face, I just waited for a minute. I know I had to keep up with my schedule for the day, but still, the looks on their faces made me wait. When they came to me, they asked me, "Ma'am, can we have a word with you?" I said, "Yes." I said yes with a short, sweet smile on my face. And that yes, it made them to speak to me. That single word, the potential word yes, it made them to talk to me. They asked me, "Ma'am, we just want to know one thing from you." I said, "Go ahead." We want to become a motivational speaker like you. What to do? Where to study? Which college offers that degree? Which is the best place to get ourselves trained to be a motivational speaker? I just resonated with a smile. Looking at our discussion, there was a guy who walked to us. He came with an assertive look. He came to me, "Ma'am, shall we join you?" I said, "Yes, very well." The next 15 to 20 minutes or so, I just spent with the children. And at the end of the 20 minutes, those girls and boys, they had an understanding that motivating others, or motivation you call, it's not a difficult job, but it is a challenging job. It's quite a challenge. And when they asked me, "Ma'am, how do you call it as a challenge?" I told them, in our childhood, when we have siblings at home, when we have few chocolates in hand, no, you will have a challenge. Can you see who will go and touch Amma first? Can you see who will go and touch Appa first? So that challenge will make you run, because you want to get that chocolate. You want to achieve that. The word challenge itself, it has got a meaning in its own itself. So I said, don't ever call motivation a difficult job. Call it as a challenging, a very interesting. More than that, I can say, call it as a passionate job. And I told them, it's not the degree which is going to make them a motivational speaker. It's a dedication. It's not the college which is going to offer you a degree to become a motivational speaker. It's a curiosity in you. It's a creativity in you. It's a commitment you give to your own self to take care of other people. And it's not the place where you study which determines you are a motivational speaker or not. No, it's the sheer passion. So I call myself a passionate speaker rather than a professional speaker. Priya Senthil, a passionate speaker today before you. Not exactly unveiling, unlocking, I can say. So those students asked me, "Ma'am, is it that the first time you're coming across?" Because I was not surprised when I was confronted with the question, because many a times when I walk down the stage with so much enthusiasm, with so much satisfaction in me, that I'm able to ignite a spark in the minds of the younger generation. There used to be at least a handful who walked towards me and asked me, "Ma'am, we want to become a speaker like you." And in one such case, when I asked the students, "What makes you ask me so?" They were very honest in their reply. They told me, "Ma'am, you need not work 30 days a month. You can choose your own time. You can choose your own date. And the respect you get, no, it is absolutely enormous." And I heard from someone telling me that what you earn in 30 days, These people, they just earn in 5 sessions. So we thought that is more suitable for women, So I thought, probably you can guide me. Maybe you can be my mentor so that I'll also become a motivational speaker like you. I told her, definitely we are going to talk about it. Definitely we are going to talk about it, because I don't want her to be discouraged there, but I want her to understand what is behind motivating people. So I told her, definitely I shall leave my mail with you. We'll just touch base when we have time, and we'll definitely talk about it in a video call. Then we had a call a couple of days later. And when we were talking, I just was giving her, she was telling me, ma'am, motivation is so simple. You just make people move. You just make people just do the task. You say some nice words, refreshing words, positive words indeed, and you just make them do the task. It's so simple. And when I just Google it out, you have a list of positive words to be spoken to children separately. We have a list of positive words to be spoken to students. We have the list of positive words to be spoken to parents. So it's simple. Speaking positive words, making them move. I just told her, let me tell you, I'll do one thing from now on. From now on, in your college, when somebody influences you negatively, when somebody give you some kind of negative influence, maybe in schools we have a less of it, in colleges we could find more of it, like when teachers or when any speakers or when any trainers, when they ask a question and when somebody answers, you will have the giggling at the back from the friends. It always happens. Because the student may answer it right, the student may answer it wrong, never mind, but there will be a definite giggle from the back. And in the break time, they used to ask the student, why do you have to answer that? What is the point in answering? Anyway, you don't know the answer. Why do you have some kind of, the students, they themselves do not know that they are ridiculing the other, but they just try to say that in a friendly way, not knowing that it actually negatively influences the other. So I told these girls, whenever you get such kind of negative influence, what will you do? She told, ma'am, sometimes get frustrated, sometimes I get irritated, sometimes I feel sad about myself, sometimes I'll decide, okay, from next time, let me keep quiet in the class. Let me not open my mouth. So it depends, ma'am. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I do that. I just told her, from now on, you just do one thing. Whenever you get any kind of negative influence from people, you just give them back in a much more positive way. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that, ma'am? When your friend ridicules, hey, why do you have to tell the answer? That was a stupid answer, da. Why do you have to say it? It was just a shame in front of all the other people, You should have kept quiet, da. If that is the answer given by your friend, you tell your friend immediately. Yes, da, I know my answer was wrong. But just because I told the answer wrong, now I'm getting the mindset to know what is the right answer. Had I not told the answer at all, I wouldn't have known what is true, what is right, and what is wrong. So I feel happy about myself, da. At least I told the answer, but now I know what is right and what is wrong. So whenever you get such kind of negative influence, give them back in the positive way with a smile. So motivation is not something speaking good words, making them feel good when they are not. It's like even when the circumstances or situations are not in your favor, when you try to bring out the positivity in you, when you try to brim with confidence, when you try to bring out the energy and enthusiasm in you, that is what is motivation. Taking into every other factors constant, everything fine, everything nice, I'm going to do, I will complete the task. No. The circumstance, the situation, it's all against your way, moving along. But in spite of that, when you just come out with plenty of confidence, with strong vibes, when you complete it, and when you do that task, that is where when you motivate others. And I became a mentor. I became a mentor. Slowly, I had to change the idea that it is not 30 days work or it is 5 days work and big paychecks. No, it is just not impressing people as well. It is just influencing the minds of others. So we speak not to impress, we speak to influence in a much more positive way. So when I told that, and she understood, and now that she is an upcoming, a budding motivational speaker. Along with that, there are few other people who had joined the show, because I want the message to be given to so many students or so many people as much as possible, and I just don't want to restrict myself. So I have a big number of student community now who really have that passion to motivate others, to give confidence to others. What happened was, in one particular stage, I had to share with another speaker. He was given 45 minutes. I was given 1.5 hours or so. Standing in the stage, he was addressing the students. I respect the speaking community always. He was addressing the students in a very powerful tone, an assertive tone. He was telling, you students have the power to conquer the world. You students have to unlock your potential. You students have every capability, all talents within you. You just have to bring it out. You can do wonders. You can dream. You can believe. You can achieve. All those 10, 15 lines were given to them in such powerful tone. All these students, they were just mesmerized. Absolutely mesmerized. Some were having the initiation to begin the task immediately, something which they had left for days together. They got that energy, oh my God, I should begin. I think I can do it. I can do it. They started thinking that I will and I can. So mesmerized, when the speaker walked down the stage, they went for a selfie. Tears were rolling up to here. He was looked like a godfather. So many selfies, everything happened. And all were with absolute energy. And after the break, they again came to the session. And when the session was on with me, at the end of the session, I was like, my topic was totally different. When I asked them, what was that which you wanted? Had you all started going to do that? You just gave an assurance to the earlier speaker that you will do it. Ma'am, we are just thinking about it, not sure about it though. The reason being, the students felt so motivated, but actually they were not. The student felt so confident, but actually they were not. They felt so empowered, but they were not. So what was the gap which was there in the thought process and putting into action? They stopped with the thought, they went on to the emotions, but they didn't go to the action mode. And what was the reason it could be? And I told the children that day, when somebody is on stage standing over here, when they are appealing to you, you are the pillars of the next generation. You are the nation builders. Man, raise your hand. Raise your hand and ask the speaker assertively. So what you said is right. We need confidence. We need positive attitude. But sir, you know what? When I rate my confidence on a 10-point scale, somewhere I come between 4.5 to 5. Could you give me some techniques? Could you give me some tools? Could you give me some approaches so that I can increase my confidence level to 6 or 7? And in most of the colleges, I do. Wherever I go, I tell the student community, get up, question the speaker, learn a lot from them. And after the session is over, the college management used to tell me, Priya, we are just rethinking about inviting you next time. I said, why? Yes, we are rethinking about inviting you next time. You stir the thoughts and you go off. Jokes apart, that's a reality. You need to raise up, you need to ask questions, you need to learn, because all that you need is the self-motivation, and not that you have to expect from someone some nice words every time. When you fall down, are you getting up by yourself, or are you just looking for a helping hand to get up? No, you get up by yourself. Likewise, whenever we are low, whenever we feel low in our work, whenever we are not that confident in doing something, it's up to you to revive. It's up to you to gain up. It's up to you to scale up. I still remember when I started my career as a freelancer, I was passionate because 31 years before, In my 10th grade, when my new English teacher asked, what do you all want to become? Those days, we were restricted to doctor, engineer, doctor, engineer, doctor, engineer. It went on. And I still remember, it's still in my memory, where I said I wanted to be a speaker. And I still wonder what made me say so. I told I want to be a motivational speaker. But I told so, but when the steps are taken, when I started as a freelancer, in my first corporate training, apart from the speaker, I'm also a trainer. In my first corporate training, that was a leadership training, all 50 plus people, all highly experienced, high-level management. When I just walked onto the room, they were all just like sitting like this. With their legs stretched, they were looking at me with the raised faces. What is that this small girl is going to talk about leadership? What is it she's going to give glimpse all through the day? The moment I saw their body language, I was, oh my. I was totally, because the body language which I saw on the other side, it totally demotivated. But just then, I just went on, I just kept my things, kept arranging things. And that particular time, I was just recalling how much effort I had been put, how much hardships I had put, and what my parents told me when I have to go reach a goal. Because back then there was no gadgets. For you guys, it's now when you want to know something, you just Google it out and find out you know what is what. When you feel low, when you want to avoid procrastination, how to avoid procrastination? You get something. You want to be self-confident, you just type and you get it. Back then there was nothing. So all that is what I was recalling, what my teachers told me, what my parents told me. And all I said to myself was, be yourself. Be yourself. You're fine to go. You're perfect. You have planned very well. Just go ahead. So I was just talking to my own self, the self-talk. And at the end of the day, for most of them, I became their daughter. They started patting me on the shoulder. They were giving me a lot of ideas. They were giving me so much inputs, like how to go about, how to scale up in this profession. But all it started in that 5 minutes where I just motivated myself. Had I been influenced by the body language of the people sitting opposite to me, had I not put my delivery, what would have happened is I would have been labeled on that instant, she's not worth it. In any other profession, you will not be labeled so. But in this case of things, when you are not up to your level, when you're not having the ability to influence others, when you're not having the confidence, when you're not having the sheer passion, you will be labeled in a second. So what happens every time when you want to avoid that label, when you want to come up, is just motivating your own self. Self-motivation is the key. Not looking for others. And most of the time, we look for people outside. Let me tell you, children, you don't have to look anywhere outside. You look at your parents. You look at your teachers. They are the best motivators. Even when I'm driving today morning, when I was just coming along, I always have the habit of looking outside because I draw the energy from every other people I saw. People rushing up to catch the bus to go to office. People doing their work with due diligence. So it's not that motivation you have to look somebody and draw the energy upon. Just look upon your own self. Just look upon your own parents. You look upon your own teachers. Above all, look inside where you will have the energy, where you will have the potential energy. And it's all, motivation is nothing but attention, 5 senses, we call it as. Stay motivated, stay cheerful, stay positive. Thank you so much.